Karl was about to fire a deadly shot. The MSE commander closed his eyes, waiting for death, while the MT-25 inside the spaceship quickly activated its weapon systems. The side-mounted machine guns opened fire, causing Karl's artillery to veer off course, and the shells missed their target. The Soviet MSE commander was rescued, with a rope tied around his neck, being pulled towards the spaceship. Meanwhile, Karl's artillery was plummeting towards Earth, and its speed was increasing. Leviathan looked up at the sky and saw a meteor falling towards the Earth. Karl failed. He couldn't let those Soviet tanks live and destroy them. You still need an assistant. Realizing that Leviathan had discovered him, the German tank hunter quickly hid back in the bushes, and the purple KV-2 also turned the turret and looked behind him. Don't hide. Come here. Don't be afraid. The German tank hunter emerged, eyeing Leviathan cautiously. Who are you? He asked, recalling Leviathan's transformation of the KVR. Don't underestimate your potential. What's your dream? Maybe I can help. I want to showcase myself, realize my value, and become a powerful. I want to show my value and become a powerful tank. Karl's artillery fell like a meteor. Let's go, Leviathan said, leading the purple KVR. The German tank hunter hesitated, but followed. Let's go. Leviathan and the purple KVR walked towards the place where the meteor fell. The German tank hunter hesitated for a moment and followed. When he came to the fragments of the meteor, he looked at Leviathan, wondering how he would help him. Little guy, are you ready? I will give you a chance to succeed and realize his battlefield. Accept the transformation of fate. Remember, I am the great Leviathan. The tank hunter floated up. The purple KVR watched as Leviathan transformed him. The tank hunter's cannon was removed, magically enlarged, and reattached to the turret. The remnants of Karl's old artillery changed under Leviathan's magic, becoming various parts that were assembled onto the tank hunter. After adding the chassis and track system, the tank hunter was fully transformed. A new monster was born. Looking at his masterpiece, Leviathan let out a triumphant laugh. The tank hunter was also pleased with his transformation. Inside the purple KV-2, the sealed soul struggled, crying out for help. At that moment, the Soviet spaceship was flying towards the moon. The MSE tank commander used a telescope to scout the moon, searching for a landing site. Suddenly, 3 German tanks appeared in the telescope's view, with 2 of them digging at something. The moon, German tanks shocked the Soviet commander. M25, where to? Mars! The ship sped away, overheated near Mars, and spun. Mars tanks stabilized it. M25 sighed. Turning towards Mars, the Soviet spaceship began to pivot, igniting its engines to accelerate quickly away from the moon, and towards the Mars base. As time passed, the Soviet tanks got closer and closer to Mars. The spaceship entered Mars' atmosphere, and due to atmospheric friction, the hull generated intense heat, causing a patched area to suddenly rupture and catch fire. Inside the spaceship, alarms blared as the hull became unstable, flipping and starting to spin. On Mars, the old Soviet tanks noticed the spaceship's abnormal behavior. One of them pressed a button and launched several auxiliary thrusters to stabilize the descending spaceship. The spinning stopped, and the spaceship began to descend smoothly. In the cockpit, M25 finally let out a sigh of relief. Finally, the Soviet spaceship landed smoothly on Mars. The hatch opened. The MSE commander watched warily, surprised by the figure. He approached the old tank and surveyed the area with IS-360 tanks, moving boxes, and one. He hurried over to the old tank. After some pleasantries, the MSE commander surveyed the area. There were numerous IS-360 spherical tanks, all busy moving boxes filled with unknown contents, and one spherical tank was mining. Why are you here? We encountered an attack from Leviathan. He defeated our monster, the KV-44. We had no choice but to come here. Don't worry, I'll try to repair the KV-44. Suddenly, a spaceship entered MS-1's view, prominently displaying the German insignia.